Welcome to the Paradigm Shift, episode 70. Wow! I'm gonna soak that in for a second. Persistence, consistency, and the difference between being interested and committed. We have a special treat today. One of our own, Big Bad Brett Knopf from the CLS community, also with Dave's community. This is gonna be too much fun. Opportunities always present themselves from that maniacal drive, from that vision, from that persistent pursuit, as Dave likes to say. And I'm so proud and excited to welcome Brett on here today. Brett, we're going to bring you on in five. In the meantime, bring it on the articulate alligator, Big Bad Dave, right now. How handsome is this cat going to look right now? Possibilities are endless, to be honest with you. Fine wine. He's actually getting better looking with age and looks younger each and every single day. So there's that. Quantum quail, also known as the sexy stick man. There he is!
What's up, engaged boy? What's going on?
Oh man, I feel like such a cheese ball this week, Dave. I got to tell you, I'm soaking it all in. I feel I've been on cloud nine since last Saturday. I just feel a little bit different.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's a blessing. I don't know if you know this about me, but I've been engaged twice in my life. Only married once, but engaged twice.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, when I was in law school, I got engaged and ended up breaking off the engagement to find my upgrade, the amazing Julie. Got engaged to her, and obviously been married. It'll be 25 years next month.
Unbelievable. And for the audience listening, like, being single is absolutely okay. But I'll say this. I've been successful single and I've been successful engaged, and there's no comparison. Love is such a powerful thing, and you definitely want to find, obviously, the right person, but that one co-pilot to do life with, because what does it all mean if you have nobody to share the amazing experiences with it? So my suggestions, and I'm no expert in relationships, continue to work on yourself and open your heart. It'll all be worth it.
Yeah, buddy, you either live with yourself or you lie to yourself. And if you understand physics, quantum physics, and metaphysics, nothing happens without a witness. And more than just a co-pilot, more than just a liaison between you, your family, you, your friends, and her family, you have a witness. And that witness allows you to materialize into and utilize the reconciliation of space, the quantified man-made construct, and spirit. And that unity is extremely important, I believe, with somebody. And I'm so happy that you found your somebody, and you have outkicked your coverage. And I don't know why she or what she sees in you, but just, do your best to keep her.
100%. And for the audience, don't ever settle. Work on yourself, and when you allow it, it will happen. I'm excited for today's guest. Let's get rocking. You ready for me, you sex quail?
I am ready to go, my articulate friend.
Looking at your content this week, as I encourage everybody to do, as if your life depends upon it, because Dave's content is both entertaining, but more importantly, useful and tangible. You were talking about living in forgiveness and forgiving yourself. I think this is one that is really going to resonate with everybody. Can you touch on that?
Yeah, I think to start with that you're either living with yourself or lying to yourself. When you lie to yourself, the only thing we can do is find the light, the love, and the lessons in the lie. And in order to do that, the utility that's utilized is forgiveness. See, forgiveness is the mechanism that clears the interference between you and source, you and your truth, your potential, you and love, light, and lessons. Forgiveness is the tool that we use to clear the interference between you and the omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing, omnipresent. Forgiveness brings you peace, ease, puts you in the flow so that you can access that which promotes and protects you. Forgiveness is a superpower. And if we can forgive ourselves, if we can learn to live with ourselves and clear away the lies that we tell ourselves, especially the one of going the extra mile. I have had an extraordinarily productive 2 weeks with, filmings and speeches and shows and coaching and all the things that we do. When you add into the mix of my very active regimen, when you add into the mix 12 episodes of filming something, you learn who actually understands living with yourself, who actually understands forgiveness, who actually is enjoying the consistent every day, persistent, without quit pursuit of their potential, even within the context of my own team, where people are doing their best, learning lessons and having fun. Certain people got exposed that aren't going the extra mile every day, and that's okay. Their pay will reflect the effort and performance that you give. It's that simple. All of them are part of my family. All of them are part of my business. But I believe and are blessed in a business relationship that your pay should reflect the performance and effort you give. Some people don't need to give a big as an effort to get a performance, and they're paid accordingly. And some people give a huge effort and have right now little performance, and they're paid accordingly. But those who give a great effort with great performance are paid accordingly.
That was awesome. I always get like messages from your messages, like besides the obvious. Appreciate you sharing that, and beautiful answer. But ultimately, I have to know how many beautiful bologna sandwiches today for you.
Oh, we're going bologna today. Well, you know, it's early still. It's 7:37 here, just like the airplane in California. So I've only had one beautiful bologna sandwich. That's why I have my hat on. After I have 5 or 6 throughout the course of the day, I will not only take the hat off, I'll put a little hair gel in. I might even put a fancy shirt on, get my mix on. I'm going to dinner with some friends tonight in Laguna Beach. So by tonight, I imagine 5 or 6 beautiful bologna sandwiches will be there for me.
I love it, and I love you. We're going to bring on Brett. I just wanted to selfishly ask one quick question, also regarding your content. I thought this was really cool, and you always put an interesting spin on things. You mentioned you're allowed one action a day.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite. I haven't talked about that in a little while. So if you think about it, your first action is your only action. So you want it to be at the highest frequency. And that's why I connect to my first conscious action is to connect to the recovery and access that I had while I was sleeping, utilizing my unwinding routine to put myself in the best position physically, emotionally, and spiritually to do that. But what I mean by only one action is your first action is your only action of the day, because everything that occurs after the first action is a reaction. And so just like I focus in sales on people calling me back, because even if I don't get better at sales, even if I'm inefficient, ineffective, and not statistically successful, 80% of the people or more don't get back to you. So I start people by focusing on getting them to have people get back to them, because even if they don't improve, if they can get 5 more people to get back to them, 10 more people to get back to them, 10%, 20%, 50% of the people to get back to them, it doesn't matter how shitty of a salesperson they are. They're going to prove quantitatively through that. The same thing holds true in this first idea that you shared. You get one action, but let's focus in on the reaction, because you only have one action. That should be simple to rectify. Make that action the highest frequency. Let's practice the reaction. Let's also practice getting people to get back to us quantitatively. I'm talking math, ladies and gentlemen. Your life will be better.
Yeah, this is awesome. You know, in essence, like we've been on here for 9 minutes. It's been a masterclass. I hope that everybody gets as much out of this as I do, the one in the middle of the conversation, because every single nugget is so useful for every area of life. And it's beautiful. And you're just a beautiful man. You dig? So I'm bringing
I
on.
love you. Congrats, Craigie Poo.
Thank you, buddy. You were one of the first person I told.
The pictures were beautiful too.
Thank you.
Half of them, at least, the half of your fiance, but that's okay.
How handsome is this cat gonna look, though? Big Big Brett.
Oh my goodness, grass does not grow on a busy street. It's Big Brett
Boy.
in the house.
What's up, you handsome
Oh my
Reynolds,
goodness.
you?
I am not the most handsome cat on this call, that's for sure.
You guys talking about hair and everything, making me jealous, and you know, we gotta be bold and beautiful over this way.
Grass does not grow on a busy street.
This is a really exciting paradigm shift. I just want to say right out the gate, Brett, how proud I am of you, brother. So many people want opportunities, but they don't create them, right? And it goes back to what I like to say is that you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. You're creating opportunities for yourself, no excuses, and I want to acknowledge you for that, brother.
I really appreciate it, and I owe a debt of gratitude to both of you for paving the way, dropping those nuggets, and really giving me the insights and opportunity to grow and develop and learn from people that are doing it at a high level. And I respect and appreciate both of you. And aside from anything else, big congratulations to you, Craig. You are on a tremendous journey here. Leslie is a terrific human being. Both of you together, powerhouse, can't be stopped. I love it.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it very much. Let's dive right in. You had one career for a while, for over a decade. Me and you had some private chats on the side, as I imagine you and Dave did. But recently, you made a big decision to kind of pivot and really follow your heart and your dreams and so forth. What was the catalyst? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people on here today that want something more, but are hesitant to pull the trigger. What was it that did it for you to finally kind of burn the boats and say, I'm going all in on this?
You had a call on the CLS community a few weeks back where you dove into COI, the cost of inaction. And to me, it really was the, clicking point where I made a decision. You mentioned the word decision. Everything is predicated on making concrete decisions and staying true to your word and impeccable to your word to yourself. So, the cost of inaction for me was holding me back from doing the things that I love to do, which is help people get through their own self-imposed limitations, to create those opportunities for themselves to excel and actualize their potential. So, the COI conversation in particular was the big catalyst for me finally saying, all right, time to set those boats ablaze and fully become who I'm meant to be. And I can tell you, we're 3 weeks into it and I've never felt better. I'm having more fun. I'm working harder than I have in many years, but I'm excited. I'm hyped up to wake up at 4:35 a.m., fire in the belly, work as late as possible. It's tremendously exciting, tremendously fun, and tremendously impactful for myself and the people around me. So thank you again.
What a stud this guy is, huh, Dave?
Yeah, you know what is so interesting, and I've been blessed to coach people like Brett for so many years. And I started years ago, and I told Brett this story. I said, man, you got to do this. You got to start your own business because your skills, knowledge, and desire are far exceeding that in which the position that you hold. And I told him a story about a young kid that came from Ohio State that I mentored, and he was making like 40 or 60 grand working for Pro Flowers, and his job was to integrate the web with TV offers, like on ESPN when there's like Valentine's Day, they use that guilt to go ahead and buy your girl flowers. And 80% of Pro Flowers business was done on ESPN before Valentine's Day. And I told him, this kid was terrified. He would not burn the boats, terrified. And I had to put my entire reputation on the line and tell the kid, look, go ahead, quit, go back to them and say, look, I'll be a consultant for you. And then if they don't do it, I still will be your first client. So you'll end up making close to what you're being underpaid to do there. But most likely they're going to hire you, and probably hire you for more because you're so far less expensive as a consultant than you are. And there's so much less liability as a consultant you are as an employee for them. And meanwhile, I told him the story, how this kid did it. They hired him actually for more money. Then he took on all these other people as clients, and eventually it led to a $90 million exit. Right. And that's significant change, right, for a young guy in his life. And I utilize that scalable methodology again and again and again. The interesting thing about Brett was that, surprisingly to me, and I still don't think the conversation is over, his original employer didn't hire him. But within weeks, he had so many clients and offers, he doesn't know what to do. And I still think, out of ego, the other company will be back begging for him to come back, which will give him leverage to get twice as much as he would have if they would have said yes as his first client. If you have skills, knowledge, and desire, that are beneath that which you're being compensated for. Today is the time, because of the individuality, to go ahead and brand yourself and consult with people. Every single expert out there will tell you that the world is moving to a consultative nature, obviously for business reasons, efficiency, scalability, and tax purposes. It is beneficial to both the employer and the consultant. And I can just commend Brett for being one of the best at executing it. I have just so much pride when people, wake up with fire in their belly and go to bed with fire in their belly. It's a big difference when you're getting paid for what you do and there's no middleman determining your value.
This is awesome. Straight up. Yeah. Yes.
Yes. There's that guy. Yes.
See,
it makes me emotional too, because I've known Brett for a little bit now, and I'm watching his journey, and there's just certain people that stick out, right? And you know that if they have that 20 seconds of courage to make that decision, it will work out. The opportunities will be there, doors will open, and so forth. And I have so much pride as well. It's just watching you do your thing, brother, and you barely even begun. I saw you had your first speaking engagement this week. What were some takeaways?
yeah, so it was really exciting to be up there talking to somewhat inexperienced leaders, and remembering when I was in their shoes and being able to pan the crowd, make eye contact with people as I'm coaching them on these leadership principles that foundationally are predicated on just being authentic, genuinely giving a shit about other people, and not taking it personally, and getting so emotionally invested in how they react. Really just trying to make sure you're meeting them where they're at and creating an environment where they want to run through walls for you, where you're not, I think I actually said this, where you're not hitting them with the cattle prod all the time, trying to make them do things. So to me, it was just a tremendous experience to see the reaction of the crowd, to subsequently throughout the duration of the weekend, have them just flocking to me to pick my brain further, to help them help their teams. And that's what it's all about, is trying to help leaders create a wins all around dynamic in their organizations. And I found that that's a missing piece of the puzzle for a lot of leaders, a lot of companies, is they're just not investing enough in the specific opportunities within each of their employees from a personal development standpoint, let alone the professional skill development standpoint. So, it was fun, it was impactful, and I'm obviously looking forward to doing more of that as I go along here, and spreading the good cheer, spreading the gospel, and trying to make the environments and the work environments for people just better, more fulfilling, and creating opportunities and wins for all parties involved.
Yeah, also, you're a sex octopus, so there's that.
There is that. While we're on the subject.
But Brett, I know you have experience in this from the last 10, maybe even 20 years or so forth, but Dave, you do this really well. Is you guys are able to turn managers into leaders. A lot of people, they ask me, like, is a leader born, or can you cultivate leaders? But I've seen you both turn managers into leaders. What's one way that you can do that effectively, Dave?
Yeah, well, if you define a leader as an intelligent follower, then you need to teach them to be more interested than interesting. Now, look, great leaders, and you will use a sports analogy. No matter how much I want to be a great quarterback, my skills and my knowledge are my basement, my desires, but I'm limited by my genetics and my energetic inheritance for this lifetime. And what causes I put forth in this lifetime will allow me next time to have a higher genetic and energetic inheritance for what capability it is. So within the context of leadership, I define it as an intelligent follower. So it's not predicated upon some genetic or energetic inheritance. It's upon your desire to be more interested than interesting. And so whether you're an employee, a middle manager, a director, a vice president, an executive, a C-level executive, a founder, you need to be an intelligent follower. See, the better we know how people are more productive, more engaged, and more gracious, the better aligned it will be in a company or corporate setting. And so my major focus at all times is to teach values, gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and empathy, or and inspiration, but also to teach daily practices so that everybody enjoys the consistent, persistent pursuit of the interest that they have, the potential that they have. So I teach them to know what you want today in that same aligned trajectory of the corporation or company, who they can help, who can help them. In fact, I'm changing my bonus structure to also include now how you ask for help. So I've never incorporated that into the bonus structure. It's always been student of the calendar, engagement, and lying to yourself or living with yourself. But now I'm adding in those people who ask for help the best are going to get an extra bonus. So the who you can help and who can help you, how best to get it done. And then as we started with Brett, and he's learned to do this, we talked about decision making is based on prioritization. If you prioritize, then you really know the what, the who, and the how. Those people that prioritize get more done because they're doing more now. 100% of the things you do now get done. You're applying your why. You're not in search of your why. And if you can get leaders to apply their why and not focus in on what's missing, what other people want for them or what they don't want, you're going to have an extraordinary intelligent follower or an extraordinary leader, no matter what position or title you give them.
Bye. And just to touch upon that real quick, how overlooked and important, it's something I'm still working on that you've helped me a lot with, is asking for help.
It's essential. And I look, to be humble to both of you, I work on it as well. I'm working on receiving. We went, we filmed, and a couple guys picked up dinner after the filming. We've done it for the last 2 weeks. And man, I had to fight the guilt, the offense, that they picked up the check, that, this was my party. How dare you, and then I'm like, you know what? I deserve, I got to deserve to receive, acknowledge the fact that they are appreciative of the experience that we've given in the show and the elevation of their brand. And I'm still working on these things, guys. So it's the most important thing to get to where I want to be is that the most important thing to get to where you want to be is to ask for help more than even your effort.
Yeah, beautifully said. 2 final takeaways. Brett, tell the audience best way to support you moving forward, brother. And then Dave, take us home with one final nugget.
Yeah, as far as support, do your best. Really live your truth and go get them. I love to see people being successful and chasing their dreams. But first, you have to identify it. And if you have any difficulty doing those things, you've got a multitude of resources, 3 of us alone, to help you. So to Dave's point, ask for help. I'm always happy to provide it. You can follow me on social media here, and anything that I can do to help, I am your humble servant in this life.
I want to just tell you both that this is a significant morning for me because I'm so proud of both of you. And when I see the elevation of 2 of your souls into your personal and professional lives, it elevates my soul as well. So I just want to say thank you to both of you for making me feel so great. And I'm so proud of both of you. I'm going to get really pragmatic on my take me home because I'm pushing people to raise their awareness to the employment retention credit that's available to small business owners. My mission is to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. People are not talking about, they talked about the PPP forever, right? Everybody applied for that. But if you are a small business owner and you retained employees during the pandemic, 80% of all small business owners are eligible for, it's $26,000 or so per employee. And nobody knows about it. And I've had my clients that their accountant said, no, you don't qualify because they're too embarrassed to say they didn't know about it. And they're too embarrassed to say they don't really know how you qualify. But let me just tell you this. I've had 2 over $1 million they were owed. And that's a significant amount of money. Look, everybody complains about how much you pay in taxes, but then they don't go ahead and be more interested than interesting to get what they have coming back to you. So if you're a small business owner and you had at least 1 employee that you kept for a portion, part, or all of the time during the pandemic, you have a credit coming to you. And it's significant. And I am, I know I went pragmatic. I think I gave enough of the other woo-woo stuff to everybody in the beginning of this thing. So email me. I will get you the link. Please go ahead and apply. It takes 10 minutes and give it to your friends. Please, you deserve it. David@dmeltzer.com. Be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds like my two heroes over here. And we're blessed and out.
Yes, we are. Brett, we're so proud of you, buddy. Everybody watching here today, you're a beacon of transformation to just go for it, like you said. Again, we're so proud of you. Thank you for joining us. Love you, buddy. Dave, as always, please don't get any more handsome because it's tough for me to live up to it.
Don't laugh so hard, Brett. It kills me. I love you. See you later.
Love you guys. Bye.
Have a good weekend, guys.
You too. Love you.
Bye. Yeet. The Paradigm Shift, episode 70 in the books. Brett Knopf, guys. A lot of people want opportunities, but then there's a different type of breed that create opportunities. No excuses. Brett is doing that. The future looks really, really bright for him. Go check him out, follow him, support him, see what he's got going on. Just being in his orbit will benefit you. Trust me. So there's that. Big Dave, thank you as always. You sex whale. Appreciate you, love you, value you, respect you, and admire you. Wow, why am I so mushy today? Must be the whole engagement thing. I love you guys. And don't ever give up on love. Don't ever settle, but always continue to work on yourself and open your heart. It will all be worth it. Trust me. Love you guys. Have a great weekend.